I've been thinking way too much about our super failed prairie dog experiment, but I do think I might have a solution. First of all, I'm recording this voiceover before even opening the game because I wanted to give you my thoughts before building, and I figured the best way of doing that was to, well, give you my thoughts before building. The two main issues that we faced were, number one, when the keepers threw the animals into the glass box, they didn't actually throw them into the glass box, they threw them through the glass box. So we're gonna need a bigger distance for them to toss the little buggers. And number two, we couldn't really place anything in there because the game has built-in rules on how close you can place objects to the barrier and particularly to the habitat gate. So what I'm going to do to address those issues and possibly create a bunch of other issues is build another 4x4x4 glass box, but this time using grid pieces. Then I'm going to place a null barrier at least 2 in-game meters away from that. And I'm also going to be placing the gate at a bit of a distance from where I actually want the animals, because that way, hopefully, we'll be able to create like a drop zone where the keepers can just toss the animals into the middle of the dartboard. I do foresee at least 2 problems arising from this. Being number one, we have to make sure that the animals stay in the box. One thing that we have been doing all along is placing things actually in the middle of a barrier so that only part of it is inside the habitat. We've been doing this with the platforms that they walk on, we've been doing it with decorations, so I'm going to keep doing that here. And I'm also going to be doing it with the water bowl. All I need in there is enough for the animals to drink, and as little as possible taking up space. When it comes to feeding them, we could just have the keepers throw the food on the ground, but the problem with that is twofold. One, it lowers the food quality, and we want our animals as happy as possible. We already know they might have space issues, so we want to make everything else as good as possible. And number two, they might just drop it right by the door, and if we have that barrier, then the animals can't get to it and they'll die. Instead, I'm going to be using the watermelon. And with that, let's see what actually happens. What happened was that I grabbed the thinnest board I could find and started by creating the first platform. I used one of these boards to mark the height between platforms, and then I made a ramp. After that came the very interesting moment. Ta-da! Yes, they can get up there, and it almost doubled the amount of space. The reason it only almost doubled the amount of space was because of the ramps. I will address that in a moment. At this point in the process, what I did was just copy the platform, lift it up. I already have the board right there marking the height of it, and then moved the platform to the other side for the next layer. Then copy paste, all the way to the top. But what do the little animals say? Holy mother of fluff, we actually did it. I mean, it looks more like an industrial oven than a habitat fit for, well, anything, but they almost have the amount of space that they need. So let's go in for a closer look. And that is when I noticed that. Let's just see that again. Zoop. Zoop. Yeah, those little rats don't even need the ramps, which is why the final version doesn't have any. I also added a few more decorations, some education, refurbished the little dining area back here with some pretty flowers. These guys are 98% happy and have a ridiculous 210 square meters. Although it does seem to include the roof. But they are unable to escape from up here, so I'm gonna call it a victory. Heck, I might even breed them. Bye. Excuse me? What are you... Can you not? Thank you.